Okay, I don't think I'm ready for this. Well, let's see. Is this on? Yeah, it's on. Creepy. Well, let's get to it. Welcome to, I don't know what to call it yet. Maybe it's going to be a diary, my podcast diary of my life. I thought about talking about my daily life and changes and everything that's going on and making it into like a podcast. I am the host, Erika Caballero, from Becoming with Erika. And Becoming with Erika podcast is all about neuroscience, faith, and a little bit of my journey on how I became or becoming who I am. From the trauma to how your brain works and all that jazzy stuff. And I was thinking, what about just talking about something? Because I don't get into details in my podcast, Becoming with Erika. It's mostly like generally speaking kind of things. I do share stories here and there about my life, but I don't get into deep details and, expose much. And what a better way to expose yourself than having a diary of your life podcast. You know what I mean? Like, can we say creepy? Yeah, you get the vibes. So, welcome. So, let's just dive into it. Today is Tuesday the 18th. August, Tuesday the 18th of 2026. And what has been going on in my crazy life? Well, let me tell you, I just came back from vacation. I took a whole week off from work. It was actually 9 days, so it was a week and a couple days. And a lot has been happening. There's been a position that opened up and like people that are moving in different directions. I decided to move myself from the store that I'm at now to a newer store. Still the same company, just a different store, different people. So it's the same shit, different place. That's it. And I decided to remove myself from the old and into the new just for my peace. And prior to doing all that, I decided to take a week off and just even get more in tune with getting peace within me. So my boyfriend lives in Wickenburg, Arizona. He just bought a house. Congratulations to him. I'm very proud of him. Yes, so let's give him a round of applause for that. Very, very proud. So, anyways, very proud of him. And the last couple days that he's been there at his new place, he got it, I believe, August 5th or the 6th or somewhere around there, right? We're on the 18th. So I've been going there on the weekends or on my days off and helping him remodel, clean, and all that stuff and get his house together to make it feel like home, to make it feel like, this is a place where I can live. I want him to like be proud of what he has accomplished and I want to feel invited. So I went and I cleaned the heck out of the house. It was pretty gross. And then I also like painted the living room. I helped prepare it for his family to come visit. They came to visit. The week that I took off was the weekend that they came down, which was this past weekend on the 15th to visit and like a welcome home kind of party feel like it just made it feel more like home, like he has his parents, one of his child, his nephew, and me, my granddaughter, and we're just all vibing in his home that we created to feel welcoming. And it was such a great feeling, let me tell you. I took the vacation for that piece and to help him, and the whole mindset was like, we're going to tear this place apart and we're going to remodel it and demo and all that other stuff. But it actually took a turn to like, it became peaceful. And I believe what day was it? So I went on my vacation on the 8th, okay? And on 8th was Saturday. I believe that following week, like I stayed there a couple days and then I came back to Tucson and I went back for another rest of the days. And prior to going back, after I left the first time, I believe I left on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? I'm not really sure for a fact if I left Wednesday morning. Maybe I did. And I stayed in Tucson Wednesday and Thursday. And on the day, I believe Thursday, he had found out that his house was actually where somebody was. It was a mystery. Somebody was murdered in the room. Now there is so many like theories out there that we put out there, that we ourselves just put out there. Like, I believe that she committed suicide, and in all the articles it's still under investigation. This happened July 10th in 2024, and weeks before her 40th birthday. She was 39. Yeah, like her daughter was there. She has two daughters, I believe. I know for sure one is a girl, and she was there, and she has autism. Hello, she had autism, and when all that happened, supposedly nobody heard a gunshot. The neighbors didn't hear anything, or the daughter didn't hear anything, but the daughter found her dead, which is odd, because if that's the case, why nothing was stolen, so nobody was robbed. The police said there was no threat to the community, so that all those evidence there indicate to me that it was suicide. Now my boyfriend says that him and his friends were talking about it, and he thinks that the daughter killed the mother. But we don't know. We're just guessing a bunch of guesses right now. The family refuses to believe that it was suicide attempt, or not even an attempt, because if it was, she accomplished. The family refuses to believe that it was suicide, which understandable. Nobody wants to believe that, and I don't know. Like, I really believe that she committed suicide, or else why? I mean, it's still under investigation. I don't understand why. There's no evidence of anything, and nobody is releasing anything. And this was 2 years ago, and it's still under investigation. Again, it is a really small town in Wickenburg, Arizona, and it's not that big, but like, I don't know. 2 years trying to figure out if it was a murder or suicide. Like, give me more information. It's like they had the weapon, fingerprints, the kid, like, why didn't they go after the child? Why didn't they steal anything? Why isn't the community worried or under danger or anything? So like, if the police is saying that the community is not, there's nothing to worry about, then that means that it was an intentional kill if they still really believe that it was a murder. So in that case, that person was intentionally killing the poor lady. So suspects: the daughter that was there, like my boyfriend thought. The boyfriend, she had a boyfriend because supposedly the daughter called the boyfriend, and the boyfriend came home and, called the cops and all that other stuff, because the daughter didn't call 911. She called the boyfriend. Interesting. Anyways, I don't know how this episode went from my diary to the murder mystery. But yeah, that's exactly what happened in the house. And so this is the house that I was staying at on the weekend by myself most of the time, because while my boyfriend was at work and doing his thing, I was cleaning the house. I was making sure that it was nice and clean and all that stuff. And like I said, I was by myself at the time. And like, I just did not like that room where it happened. Like, I had no idea why I hated it so much, but like, when they did a reading on it and everything, they said that there was mold in there. And so like, I thought that's what it was. But like, come on, I've had worse places to live before. A little bit of mold is not gonna scare me like that. But like, there was something so heavy in my heart that I just like did not like that room. And I every time they left the door open, I would get so angry. I would be like, shut the freaking door. Like, why is this door open? Who opened this door? Did you open this door? Why? you know and I kept telling him, like, you need to close this door off until we clean and find the mold and all that stuff. And this whole time, like, I'm like, why do I hate that room so much? Like, I don't want that room to exist. It's painted blue, so I call it the blue room. And so this happened in the blue room, and my kids came down to visit, right? And this is prior to knowing all the information that we know now. The kids are running around and going to each room and calling, like, when you move into a new place, like, the thing to do as a kid is to run to each room and see which room is bigger and say, I call this room. That's what my girls were doing. So they were running to each room and they're like, oh, this room's mine. This room's mine. I really like this room. My daughters loved the blue room. They're like, this is my room. And then like, trying to decide like where everything's gonna be. And then like, I'm walking into the dining room where I could see the doors open, and I start yelling. I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing in the room? Get out of that room. And I'm just like livid at this point. Like, why are you in here? Who opened this door? Why is this door open? And I'm really upset. I'm like really, really upset. And like, at the same time, I was thinking like, okay, Erika, get yourself together. Why are you so upset about this damn room? Yeah, I know. Because it's a freaking murder scene. Well, I still say it's suicide, but nobody knows. It's still an open case to this point. So when he was buying the house, can I tell you that nobody told him this? He actually found out by somebody he had purchased a wheelbarrow from. He went to the general store. Okay, this is a store that closes at 6 o'clock. Like, that town closes down at 5 p.m. The latest, if anybody's feeling wild, is 6 o'clock. This general store is wild. So they closed like at 6 o'clock, and he went down there to get a wheelbarrow because we're doing demo, and he's like just trying to make his life easier, because we're all about that work smart, not that hard. And so he ends up getting this wheelbarrow, and then the guy's like, why don't you just get this one, because it's only $20 more and it's bigger, but it's not gonna fit in this car. So like, they're like trying to figure out like, what am I gonna do? Take it to the house. The guy's like, well, I'll deliver it to you. And the guy delivers it for him, right? He gives him the address and tells him to meet him there. He shows up and he's like, you bought this house? And then he goes and breaks down the story about how this is where he used to come and party all the time. And mind you, she was a single mother of 2, okay? And she did have a boyfriend. So he said some stuff about like they always had guns So there's always guns around to check every corner, nick and cranny, and maybe there's a gun laying around there somewhere. And then he goes and talks about how, like, it's still under investigation and it's a mystery and all this other crap, right? So I'm working forward really quick. So when he was buying the house, the realtor told him, the house is still under the courts, but not into any details or anything. Actually, they did give him some details. They said that it was given to a veteran or something like that, and like it was under, like, the veterans were fighting for the rights for the house or whatever. I don't know. It's some crazy dumb stuff that maybe they're made up because they don't want to tell the real truth. I don't really know, but they're like, yeah, they just had to close whatever case they had open on it, and so they can sell it. The murder case, because it's still under investigation and it's still open. Like, hello. That's a good information to share with your buyer. But yeah, they didn't. And I guess, like, Arizona law, you don't have to disclose that information, but everybody knew except us. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, those are those crazy people that bought that murder house. Like, oh my God, that's weird. Anyways, so that's what happened on my week vacation. I learned all that stuff. So, like, I blessed the house. I got my anointment oil, and I just blessed every window, every door, and I, like, had Jesus come over every room and every house and every corners and every door and just protect us. You know what I mean? Like, I called all the angels to guard every, doorway, exit, entrance in every single room. Okay, I blessed the heck out of this house. I went to every corner. I put my oil down on every single window and door. I said prayers in every single room. I anointed the heck out of that house. The only room that I did not get to anoint was the washer and dryer room, which it just clicked to me right now. I forgot to do that. I need to go back, because, like, if there's anything that needs to hide, it's in there. But anyways, and he's modeling it to the point where that section is going to be part of his master bedroom. So, oh yeah, I do gotta hurry up and get there and anoint the out of that room. Life, isn't it crazy? Well, I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I did not have anything prepared for this spinoff here. I just said, hey, I'm just going to jump on this podcast and just wing it and see where it goes. So I hope you guys like it. Tomorrow I start the job at the new place. Same job, same company, just different location. And we'll see how that goes. I heard horror stories. I've heard a lot of horror stories, and people are like, oh, that's a really bad store. There's too many clicks. It's like high school. We'll see. Until next time. Thanks for taking a dive into my brain. I hope you enjoyed it. Love you. Bye.